戦争は変わった。一つの時代が終わり、俺たちの戦争は終わった。
War has changed. It's no longer about nations, ideologies, or ethnicity. It's an endless series of proxy battles fought by mercenaries and machines. War and its consumption of life has become a well-oiled machine. War has changed. Verified soldiers carry algorithmic arms, manipulate social influence, AI enhance and regulate their timelines. Memetic control, information control, emotion control, battlefield control. Everything is monitored and kept under control. War has changed. The age of deterrence has become the age of control, all in the name of averting catastrophe from weapons of mass destruction. And he who controls the battlefield controls history. War has changed. And when the battlefield is under total control, war becomes routine.
Think outside the cage.
We're gonna get to put the music in post. Let's try it again.
I don't know. I hit the play button. It didn't play.
Okay, what you want to do you want to edit it in later, or you want to give it one more try?
I just hit it again. It's giving me the big yellow flag that it's missing, which is
no.
ridiculous.
Oh no. Okay, we'll put it in post for the podcast listeners. Sorry about that, live listeners, but you're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Oh no. Today is August 10th, 2026. We are live to tape on episode 965. And today, Frozen Egg woke. And signing on from off the grid. Razzle Dazzle. I'm your best buddy Basil, and you are not crazy.
And my name is Gons, at Face Like the Sun, director of the Age of Deceit films and author of Prophecy Without Panic, your favorite Asian provocateur for Christ. Nope, still giving me the red triangle. Live to tape from the metaverse to bring you the best news, which is the gospel message of Jesus Christ, while reporting the egregious with a well-rounded, biblically grounded take on world events. It is Monday. Let's see if this works.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
All right.
Okay,
At
I was
least
gonna
something's
ask-
working around
I
here.
was gonna ask if it was all jingles or just the opening music. You know,
No,
Gons,
there's just
I am getting a rhythmic clicking from you. It doesn't sound like the scratching of a microphone. It sounds like the rhythmic clicking of like a bad USB connection or something, like a software thing.
Did it just go away?
It's there when you speak.
Oh, when I speak. Okay.
Yes,
Well, I don't
it's-
hear anything. Is it?
Uh,
Wow. Okay. So people are having issues. over
Chat's
there.
getting
okay.
it too. Yeah, it's definitely, if I remember, this type of clicking comes from like a bad USB connection from a device like I don't know, like your jingle board or something like that. So we could take a second, little tech check in here, little technical difficulties, and then we can just restart the whole thing. Gonzo, are you there? I see you. Okay. He's not there. He must be plugging, unplugging, restarting, doing things. I say we put you on the screen so we can see what you're doing. Let's do this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to take this down because the people deserve to see your face as you try to solve this problem. We don't want to hide behind a
Check. Can you
curtain.
hear me?
Yes. Keep talking. Count to 10.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Clicking is gone, baby. Clicking is gone.
Okay, what about this? Wait, hold on. What about this? There we go.
The world is
Yay!
getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy. You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk again. Today is August 10th, 2026. We are live to tape on episode 965. And today, Frozen Egg Woke. And signing on from Off the Grid, Razzle Dazzle. I'm your best buddy, Basil, and you are not crazy.
And my name is Gonz, at Face Like the Sun, director of the Age of Deceit films and author of Prophecy Without Panic, your favorite Asian provocateur for Christ, live to tape from the metaverse to bring you the best news, which is the gospel message of Jesus Christ, while reporting the egregious with a well-rounded, biblically grounded take on world events. It is Monday.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Gary, what day is it? Ow, Monday.
And it's a very important day among certain things. Of course, it's a World Lion Day. It's National Connecticut Day, Smithsonian Day, but I think the most interesting one, Agent Orange Awareness Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like sticking with the most interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Well, every day is like 50 different things.
Well, I know. That's what I mean. I like picking one good one.
Yes.
And Agent Orange Awareness Day. Do you have history behind that? This is very good to be aware of. All the kids out there should be aware of Agent Orange.
Yeah. It's a powerful chemical herbicide and defoliant that was sprayed by the U.S. military during the Vietnam War. This is the 1960s to the early 70s. And if you get hit with it, it strips leaves from forests where enemies can hide. That was the whole idea. They're in the bushes.
Yeah.
So drop the Agent Orange and it kind of gets rid of all the leaves. It destroys the crops. It clears the vegetation. The good old stuff. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah, raining fire down from heaven.
Yes, the industrialization of purposefully destroying every living thing in the jungle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and many Vietnam, I believe it was Vietnam veterans, right? Who, were harmed profusely for the rest of their lives by coming in contact with Agent Orange.
That's what today's all about, the Agent Orange Awareness Day. It recognizes those who have been affected by it and commemorates them. August 10th, 1961, the first major U.S. herbicide spraying operations in Vietnam were authorized and initiated. So there you go. A little history lesson is always good at the top of the show. Because there's nothing new under the sun, Basil. History just repeats and rhymes. It never really changes,
Mm-hmm. Yes. And what also repeats is every 7 days we get a Monday. Agent Orange Awareness Day, I think, is very fitting for this. The case of the Mondays that seem to be an epidemic, at least. Things, obviously. I'm sure you did a wonderful job of editing this for the podcast channel, but we had a little technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're making it through. I am on, let's say, community fireman duty today because, it's late in the summer. Things start getting hot and smoke starts filling the air. It's just one of those Mondays, Guns.
Well, your community should be very happy and proud that there is a Basil Rosewater just I don't know, like a mule away or something. How did they get to you?
I built my own water spraying trailer.
Okay, so there you go. See, people, if they need water, they can just come to your ranch. Do you have like a bellman? What do you have over there? Do you have like a
bellman? Like a servant?
Yeah, like somebody that's at the gates, like, Sir Basil, there is a woman in need.
I
here
just
for
told
your
you
water.
that I built my own water spraying trailer.
Yeah, I know, but
back end of a 1964 Chevy truck,
Yeah.
and that makes me like a rich noble lord?
Well, those two things are not mutually exclusive. You know, you can be a rich noble lord
If I
that
was
is
a
very
rich
crafty.
noble lord, I would buy myself a fire truck. It's not my neighbor, but somebody in the community who I've made friends with is like the volunteer firefighter chief for the brigade, and she just gets to have
She.
a fire truck.
Oh,
Just a
she, huh?
full shiny fire truck on her property 24/7. I'm incredibly jealous, and obviously that made it I think it might be more of a sales tool than anything, because all she had to do was show me that truck, and I'm like, yeah, I'll help fight the fires. You just call me whenever you need. So I think I got tricked into being a firefighter. But anywho, yes, if I was a rich noble lord, I would
Okay, so
not be building my own water truck.
so do people just pull up and they just walk right onto your property and go to the
What are
water?
you talking about? I'm not even following the logic of your bit here. I don't
It's not a bit.
understand.
These are questions,
Why are
legitimate questions.
why would people be coming to me? I don't
You just said
understand.
how you are the community provider. You built your own water tank. What if people are in need in your community? They can come to your property, can they not?
I suppose they should probably call first, though, because,
Okay,
somebody starts wandering onto your property. We have full rights to defend ourselves around
that's
here.
what I'm saying. That's why I was curious if you had some kind of.
This is a very interesting case study, folks, in the perceptions of two people who have been working together for 15 years, professionally talking to one another, and then still, after all this time, the perceptions can be so divergent in the same conversation that I'm saying I built a water truck so I could go fight fires in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And Gans thinks that this makes me some sort of emperor of the valley or something.
Noble
I'm a
Lord
servant.
Basil, we must put out a fire.
I am
a fortnight
servant
away.
of my rural community, Gans,
Uh-huh.
just like the good Lord Jesus taught us to. But I will say, if I'm going to play in the space with you, when the apocalypse happens, when the bombs drop and society collapses, yes, my janky water truck that I built will make me something of a warlord. So it's a little bit of an investment in the apocalyptic future.
Well,
Right
maybe I'm
now,
just seeing-
servant. Later, civilization falls. Warlord. The first shall be last. The last shall be first. It's all biblical, man.
I'm glad your community has you at their disposal.
Yeah, me too. Well, they're very nice to me. They help me take care of animals and things when I gotta go. So
That's
it's that community economy, baby. Just being good neighbors.
Well, hopefully the flame of Prometheus doesn't burn your entire neighborhood down, Like that's what I'm concerned about, just making sure that you guys are all safe over there.
Okay. Here we go. Let's get in the news a little bit here. Gonna start out with a little bit of politics, but fun politics, okay? Don't tune out. This is very, I think, entertaining and important information to not get left behind. I know we're all trying not to pay attention to politics, and we respect that, and we also feel that. However, once in a while, things line up, much like the planets on Wednesday that's going to cause us to lose gravity. It gives us a lot of insight into what to expect over the next coming years. And of course, the future of American politics, the one, the only AOC.
I'm nervous about these jingles. Let's just find out what this is here.
Bro, I'm not going to ever believe a single thing you say ever again.
Oh, girl, baby girl, don't even play. Oh, girl, baby girl, don't even play.
That's a new one. Okay.
It's Latin for many. They'll suck your blood. Politics.
big
It's a
news.
very interesting show today.
The big news broke just this morning, Gons, and I'm bringing it to you from USA Today. AOC reveals details of her egg freezing decision. Many women can relate. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has revealed she's freezing her eggs, and her comments about the challenges women face when family planning are something that many can relate to. Quote, "There's so much negative messaging." She's commenting on the messaging. So much negative messaging that is directed towards women around our family choices. Period, she says. Kind of no matter what choice you make. If you have kids, when you have kids, whatever. The Democratic Congresswoman from New York said on Instagram. On Instagram, Gonzo.
That news breaking app, Instagram, of course.
That's right. No matter what you decide, whether you're having kids or you don't have kids, women, everybody's got something to say. In the comment sections of news outlets sharing her story. Interesting. She said this on Instagram, but the comment sections were in the news outlets. Maybe she turned off comments on her. Anyways, people have been quick to chime in with such negativity. Blah, blah, blah. The rest of the article is about how AOC is a powerful goddess and is a leader among women. And she's a strong, powerful lady who can freeze her eggs and everything's fine. Which, of course, is one of the first steps in the IVF process. Now, I will say, AOC has showed up in some video lately. She's looking better than ever. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. She's looking great, but she's 36 years old, and she's freezing her eggs, which has, just to make the long story short, has a lot of people wondering if this means she's going to be running for president, Gons, preparing for a presidential run. Now, IVF, just to make a comment, because IVF, there's an interesting, trend or a part of the conversation online, especially in sort of Christian circles, about IVF, because it's sort of a new thing in the past couple of years that specifically sort of more traditional Christians like Catholics, I think specifically Catholics, I don't know if Orthodox are included in this, but IVF, they've made quite the case, actually, that IVF is maybe as dubious as abortion. This is not my case. I'm not making this case. But for instance, Michael Knowles, it has been very outspoken. And that's been, it's been a pretty rowdy conversation because, of course, many babies today are born because of IVF. Many Christian families turn to IVF after being unable to conceive in the first rounds there or whatever. The case being made includes the fact that when you do IVF, they actually take a bunch of eggs and make like a bunch of embryos, and then you get to choose amongst those embryos. So while one gets chosen or whatever to be born, there's then several embryos that get destroyed in the process. And in the, if you're going to take the, I guess, most conservative, which I think many people do, idea of why abortion is wrong, which is getting rid of an embryo is getting rid of a person, then IVF almost multiplies the casualties of embryos, often sometimes by like 20 times. I mean, sometimes they're really cranking these embryos out. So AOC coming out freezing her eggs is not only a signal that she's got some big, busy plans ahead of her in the next couple of years, but also to, puts this kind of stake in the ground politically, because there's a lot of, I would say, Christians of various political orientations, of course, where this IVF thing is gonna be a pretty politically motivating topic. We can see it sort of even moving away from the abortion conversations because everybody's pretty clear on exactly what abortion is. You know, we've had many popular and influential people on the left just kind of concede, like, yes, okay, it is killing babies, but we think that that's okay. So that argument is kind of over, the scientific argument. So now moving over to this IVF conversation, I feel like is going to be actually a really huge part of politics coming around in these next cycles. I'm just going to call it now. As intense of a political issue abortion has been over the past many years, I think we're going to see IVF sort of take that place. Like abortion's kind of going to be settled in a way. Not that it won't be talked about, but IVF is going to be a next, one of the most important dividing points in the future sort of political landscape, which is going to change a lot. And we're going to just run it down for you because it's actually pretty incredible. And you'll say, oh, looks like Baz and Guns knew it all along. So
yeah, one thing to mention
Mhm.
in association to ancient mythological symbolism, because we know the elite folk love operating in symbols because it's a little more ambiguous and whatnot. There's a lot of association with AOC's, I guess, announcement of her fertility or her, freezing her eggs today with the goddess of Mesopotamia, Inanna. We've talked about Inanna before multiple times, but she wielded, this goddess, not just fertility, like power over fertility, but also had political power and like kinship power. And there's a whole mythology surrounding Inanna going to the underworld and basically getting killed, and she has to be raised up again. It's sort of a resurrection account in a sense. And, given AOC's story arc of, kind of getting humiliated and laughed at or whatever, and then she's coming back stronger than ever. And now she's got like this power over fertility. I think there's a lot more esoteric symbolism going on here than people realize with her. And I think we'll see more of that because the mixture of political power and the power over fertility is really the main point here without digging too deep into the mythologies and stuff.
I think the point you make about the, we'll point out the various, I don't know, ritualistic, ceremonial, archetypal or mythological rites or rituals that get acted out in the theater that is, current events and politics, whether that's happening, sort of as a spiritual mechanic or it's actual practitioners of, magic or something who act through these things for power or whatever, even just for like storyline, theatrical storylines. Either way, could be both. There's no reason, we look at current events and news and the war and stuff like that through that lens, but I think it is interesting to use that as a lens to look through even the day-to-day like political chess match. So I think that that could definitely apply here.
One of Inanna's symbols was the lion. It represented ferocity and royal power, and today is World Lion Day, and this is the day she's announcing her stuff. So I mean, and also one of the celestial bodies associated with Inanna is Venus. And interestingly enough, the big alignment, we'll talk about the big alignment happening in a couple days. The planets are aligning.
The celestial alignment,
the celestial alignment,
not the political alignment. We're going to talk about now.
Some people might suggest that they're one and the same, but the planets allegedly aligning on Wednesday. That's going to, freeze gravity or something. Well, Venus is not part of that alignment. So, one of the very few planets in our alleged solar system that is not part of that whole situation. So, Inanna / AOC being set apart, Basil, set apart and getting special treatment.
That makes sense.
Interesting time.
So not only is this AOC egg freezing, politically important for a run. It also biologically frees her up to focus on
Right.
more strenuous political work over the next few years, right?
She's going to sacrifice motherhood for the betterment of the country, Basil. This is a
Now,
great sacrifice.
oh, which is, yeah, correct, because that's what she's encouraging everybody else to do, to sacrifice motherhood. You know, in a way, it is funny. This is like a way for the woke orthodoxy, the adherents of the woke orthodoxy. I'm trying not to specifically say leftists as in like the people on the left, but the leftist orthodoxy, the idea, you know, the miasma of ideas and concepts that, you know, trying to think in more an abstract way. It came to my attention. I don't want to be calling any individuals out because a lot of Christians, you know, have more leftist ideas, and I want them to listen to what I say, not necessarily shut out right away. So, in leftist orthodoxy, I'll say woke orthodoxy, yeah, motherhood has been considered like a bad thing. Like it's celebrated to not be a mother. It's celebrated. It is your right to kill your baby. You know, this whole thing. Now, but that was old woke, Gons. We all know that in the coming years, old woke is dead. We've watched it die on the vine. We recently had the story of the most famous new Cambridge professor, the youngest black professor ever at Cambridge. He was the star of academia for a couple years until it turns out that everything he ever said was a lie, and he faked his way through the whole time, and now he's stepping down honorably. But just another current example of the structures, the scaffolding of DEI and woke and all this stuff kind of crumbling before our eyes, right? However, we know that they are crafty, and woke is not dead, or perhaps it is dead, but will be resurrected. And this is not just a theory. This has been told to us by AOC herself. You waiting for a
hold on
cue?
one second.
Really?
Here we go. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, here we go.
I have a local city councilman that has this saying, "Woke one was crazy."
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's
and I think that what's important is that
Basil, there's a crazy echo coming back anytime I play a clip here, just so you know.
Okay.
It's I don't know if the audience can hear it, but for me it's pretty bad. Let us know if there's an echo with any clips.
we have to assess what
Was it? I mean, did the
candidate
movement go
is
too
saying.
Wheezy
far
says
with some of
video
those
has
positions?
echo.
Yeah. It's
Well,
pretty bad.
if they have it, I don't think it's from me. I mean, let me try doing this. Play it now.
I mean, you briefly supported.
Still there. This is fun, you know.
I don't know.
Right
what
before
that
we went
could
live
possibly be.
today, we started having all kinds of weird echoes that we've normally never had before. So,
Yeah,
you know, good.
I don't
old
know what that
technology.
could possibly be. That I don't even know how a video you're playing on the stream echoing could be my fault. I don't know how that's even possible.
Well, I guess it's just coming back through your mic it's coming back through your feed. Hold on, let me try something.
Well, I turned
The
off.
idea of defunding the police.
Well, I think that during this time and especially during COVID, there was a huge opening of the Overton window. We were shut down. There was some of the highest unemployment rates that we have seen because of those shutdowns.
Yeah.
And I think that the doors were really open in trying to entertain any and every policy that was going to get us to a better place. And I actually think that the discussions that were had in that time were quite fruitful. I think that when we talk about crime today, it's fundamentally different than the way that we talked about crime in bringing crime down, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that we all share in the goals of having as low a crime rate as possible. I think that, during lockdown, of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. And I'm grateful that these candidates have the opportunity to present who they are to their electorate and what they're campaigning on in this moment.
All right, so I have to mute you, Basil, in order to not have echo.
Yeah,
So,
I was trying to mute my board actually, so I don't know if we did that at the same time or
I
not.
think
but
it's a
we
I
should
think it's
test it
a
again.
StreamYard issue, not a local issue on either one of our parts. My
Yeah,
opinion, but
I don't know how. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, there you go, straight from AOC's mouth. All that COVID craziness, all the lockdown craziness, all the woke that everybody, even Democrats, know was totally out of control, totally insane. Can't believe that it used to be that way. Uh, you know, that was okay for the moment. That was good during that time. Nothing wrong with all the craziness. But now we get to adjust and we know more. We've grown a little bit and we're still good progressives, but just in case there's anything you didn't like about woke, we don't believe in that anymore because that makes us completely unelectable. And I want to be electable because I'm going to run for president, right? I mean,
yeah.
she puts it in a lot of really not even that smooth terms. I mean, it's quite obvious what she's saying
Well,
of
she
like,
used the Sir Darren was jumping up and down about her using the Overton window as her
yes.
example there.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. I don't even think she knew how much she was giving away by referencing the Overton window, right? And so yeah, pretty plainly saying, okay, even Democrats, everybody, you didn't like woke. We understand that, okay? And look, that was woke 1. But what we got next is woke 2, baby, okay? It's twice as sane. It's half the madness, but you still get to feel good about yourself and you can still vote for Democrats.
This is wokes. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Moment,
right?
You know, this
Cut
is
off the
like,
head of the chimera or whoever, the basilisk, and 2 more heads grow.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So you've got this pretty, I mean, just straight up, Sir Darren mentioning that period of the craziest of crazy woke was the opening of the Overton window, right? Trying
Yeah.
to open up the discussion as big as you can. It was the big ask. And Trump would say it's the big ask, right? You make the biggest, most insane insertions, or assertions rather, yikes. And then that allows you to pull it back and ask for stuff that doesn't seem as crazy because of the big ask. However, it could still objectively be crazy and bad for the country, right? So that's woke 2.0, which I would actually say is the fulfillment of woke 1, right? It's not even necessarily that like woke 2 grows out of woke 1, but that woke 2 may have been the plan all along, because now what they, whatever progressives say now, they say at least it's not like woke 1, okay? So we're dialing it back. We heard.
And this is, oh man, this is all in the context of what I've been screaming into the microphone about for about, I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years, which is what the most recent conservative wave rode on, which is you pull culture so far left that saying something that's of normalcy becomes a revolution,
Right.
Going back to more of like an equilibrium, or I don't know, just like more of a central view, becomes this radical revolutionary, oh, you said there's 2 genders, revolution, that kind of
Right.
thing. And this is sort of a similar example, but now this is it's almost like the left Democrat Party, whatever, has taken the baton.
Yeah,
and,
well,
and really,
and because
yeah.
what we're seeing now in the conservative side of things is the crazy version of conservatism. I mean, you have extremely, popular conservative podcasters or whatever, like straight up saying like, some version of fascism wouldn't be the worst idea.
Right. They're becoming all the things the left criticized the right to be, and now they're actually accepting some of those terms.
And it feels like
which
a
is
victory.
really like, okay, yeah,
Like
right,
it feels like it may have started a little ironic. Like, yeah, I want Trump to be the dictator that the left think he is, right?
Yeah.
But now, I mean, conservative after conservative podcast, or even just even if they don't consider themselves conservative, like Tim Pool would not call himself a conservative. They're like pretty often with some humor, but not entirely inauthentic. Be like, yeah, some kind of fascism might be a good idea. I mean, just to get things back on track, which is the Overton window now being expanded on the right, which of course invites a more moderate, insane, woke two to come in and swing everybody that way, right? So, of course, we're talking about this in the paradigm of the left and right, the sort of two-party system, but even that is evolving. And there was, I am making the, let's say, educated wish that AOC will run for president, or that she's planning something like that. Maybe vice president, I don't know, we'll see. But Greg Price actually did ask her about that in this interview. So let's see what she says, the official word from AOC.
So I want to, we're almost out of time to get to your future. I'm sure you saw the poll in New Hampshire that had you as the leading candidate, leading choice for Democrats. First, are you going to run for president?
I mean, I'm focused on winning the midterms. I'm running for Congress right now.
But I mean, do you see this as something? I mean, I know you said you're open to it. Is it a realistic possibility?
I haven't ruled out the possibility, and I'm very humbled to the tremendous amount of support out there. I think that we have a responsibility to remain focused on the midterms and not on our individual aspirations or plans.
And running for Senate against Chuck Schumer, is that also something that's possible?
I mean, I think that anything is possible at this juncture.
So
anything is possible, baby.
She gave the exact answer you're supposed to give when you're running, or
when you're running.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Don't want to say
kind of
no,
deny it,
but I'm focusing on my job now. I'm not trying to get a new. It was literally the exact same words as Kamala Harris. I want to do a good job at what I'm doing now, not focused on blah blah blah.
Oh, Kamala was probably a great test case. Almost like they probably knew she was going to lose, but like, let's just find out how much we can learn from the Kamala experiment so that we can perfect our pitch for AOC,
Perhaps, yeah. So there you go. I think this is not only, just don't get me wrong, this isn't just about AOC running for president or whatever, but this is also painting an illustration of what the left has decided they have to do, which is ditch woke one for woke two, recraft the woke message, bring it in a little bit. They made the big ask successfully. That got shut down, so now they can make these sort of smaller progressive requests and take it from there. Whether we actually, and this is the trick, whether we actually see them make more sane points in woke 2 remains to be seen, because they're not actually principled, right? No. They may come out and be like, woke 2, it's much better. All we want to do is abolish the police, kill all the white people, and
eat babies.
Eat babies, right? Yeah. And so people won't even notice, right? Just default libs just aren't even going to notice. They just kind of live in the moment with whatever the party tells them.
I like the woke 2 idea, though. It's you got Adam, and then you have Jesus, which is the second Adam. And now we have woke, and the second woke.
Exactly.
This is fantastic.
Exactly.
Are you even woke?
Woke up, man.
They're resurrecting woke after it's been crucified on the
the altar of American politics.
Right, exactly. Now, okay, so that's just one side. We'll watch that, see what we look.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's a whole other side. There's the, conservatives who are enjoying their time, fantasizing about possibly, maybe humorously, trying out a little bit of fascism. We'll see how that works out with the public, right? But there's a lot of conservatives who aren't interested in that idea, and they're actually quite disappointed with Trump. I don't see how they could be. I don't know why, but maybe they don't want to get into a nuclear war with Iran. I mean, we'll see. Whatever it is, it's quite obvious that there is a growing contingent of people losing patience with the Republican Party, specifically because of Trump, but other reasons as well. And so there have been a growing contingent, Gons, a very popular coalescing of some pretty unlikely friends to create not just a third party, but almost a motley crew of what this is what they would like kind of describe it as, like a motley crew of the politically homeless, right?
Yeah.
And on what was that? I brought it up here for a second. Of course, we're going to be talking about Tucker Carlson. Okay, Tucker Carlson. There's a lot of rumors about Tucker possibly running for president. This is not new. They've been asking him about running for president all year. 4 days ago, he released a podcast called "Rebuilding America After the Great Betrayal," in which, when the episode dropped, everybody basically thought it was an announcement for running for president. He laid out these 9 points and how to save the country. And he was, doing a very good job of rallying people, maybe even people who are on the fence for Trump, to really finally even just imagine that the presidency could be something else. Now, since then, of course, the rumor mill, they asked Marjorie Taylor Greene if he was going to run for president. She said no. So if you're going to believe Marjorie Taylor Greene, nothing to worry about, folks. But today, actually, he dropped a very interesting whatchamacallit?
Clip?
A clip. Do you have I see the Oh, I see what I did. Okay, yes. Here
Is this the one with the language disclaimer?
Is this the trailer?
I don't know. I just clicked on the what you gave me.
That should be it. That should be it. And there is a language disclaimer. This is the trailer for the Hunter Biden episode with Tucker Carlson. I mean, talk about interesting political in-betweens. Hunter Biden has been on a sort of reformation campaign after his art scandals and after everything, and come out and admitted all the things about him that are a big problem, going on Candace, where Candace basically took his side and made friends with him. And Hunter Biden started getting to use the language of the disaffected right, using the language of the Epstein class, using the language of this and that, right? But now here is just the trailer. Now there's a lot of very interesting stuff. I'm only about halfway through listening to it, but it basically is Tucker Carlson's, expert rehabilitation of Hunter Biden. They're best friends. Tucker makes all sorts of, great outs for all of Hunter Biden's many sins. One of those, as an example, is that they're talking about the laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop. Hunter Biden gets to tell the story about how he was so abused and got his laptop stolen. And, the biggest problem with the laptop, because the left loves to be like, okay, sure, laptop, but there wasn't really anything bad on there because, they don't want to admit that there were probably underage sexual crimes documented on the thing. And in the conversation, Tucker Carlson brings that up. He says, yeah, well, on the laptop, there was all that talk about underage sexual crimes. But, now that I think about it, I first started hearing about your underage sexual crimes from the Israelis. Tucker just straight up puts out this, I don't know even what to call it, this theory, this opinion that the idea that Hunter Biden had sexual crimes on the laptop, which, look, the evidence is out there, no matter how much it gets scrubbed, but that the very fact that people think that Hunter Biden had sexual crimes on the laptop was because the Israelis ran a PSYOP campaign to discredit Hunter Biden and blah, 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 which is, I don't know. It left me a little speechless, right? Because we all saw the pictures. And I don't know, who knows? Maybe the Israelis also encouraged people to know about these crimes. But for Tucker to just straight up be like, oh yeah, people think you did sex crimes, that's because Israel told them.
Yeah, well, to me, it's like, clearly the Israel Zionist issue has been the issue to divide the conservative right and the Republicans into these different camps, and the hodgepodge of I guess podcasters formulating this, I don't know, new political party or this new sort of group is somewhat a result of that, as sort of a, I don't know, fuel on the fire of the Charlie Kirk murder or something. There's many different things, but that's one of the big things. And I tend to think, and this is just my hyper skepticism brain here, knowing that that issue was going to be a public issue, this is almost like the right hand hiding the left hand kind of thing. It feels to me like the whoever's behind all of it, right? Spiritually, we know it's kind of up higher, but it feels like they are, I don't know. It's almost like giving Tucker the green light to throw the Israelis under the bus in this, or I guess Zionists in this way, and bringing up like Hunter Biden in the process and Candace Owens. And clearly it's being used as an issue to galvanize a crowd. I don't know, man. It feels very oppish in that
of course,
the very folks running it are the ones that are like, yeah, you can just go ahead and throw us under the bus if it means creating this new movement.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think you're making some assumptions there, but
yeah, I said it was an assumption. I said it feels like. I didn't say there was any evidence to it, but yeah.
I don't know if there's any reason to make that the assumption, but the point being that as a conservative, the conservative guy, Tucker Carlson,
sure,
saying that Hunter Biden, people think you did sex crimes because Israel told them that, is so sort of wildly theatric, right? I mean, we all saw the pictures. We all like, it was there, but it's an interesting, it just seems like taking a side or forming a new side. That's what it is it's Tucker forming sort of this, it's not even a new idea or a new set of things, but that was like the first time anybody had ever suggested that the reason Hunter Biden, is in trouble is because Israel wanted him to be in trouble. And look, as usual, you can just kind of throw Israel at anything and it'll inspire a certain group of people. It just is the way that it is. Not even to say that it's undeserved, but we're not even there yet. I'm just saying that was one of the examples of Tucker Carlson coming to the rescue of Hunter Biden, not only just for their conversation, but because, of course, Hunter Biden, son of Joe Biden, Hunter Biden represents a contingent of the left, of the Democrat Party, who are maybe falling in a similar direction, right? When it comes to Epstein, when it comes to even Israel, this kind of stuff, a lot of the left, a lot of, if not just like party Democrats, just default liberals, are starting to have a little bit of sense knocked into them and be like, oh, I guess the Democrats aren't necessarily the good guys, right? Or that there's the Overton window for the left, because of Hunter Biden, opening the Overton window to let people move to what would have previously been considered like a conservative conspiracy theory land, right? Israel, Epstein documents, all this stuff. So you've got the representative of the right that is, pulling away from the Republicans. You've got the representative from the left who says it's okay to talk about, the Epstein class and stuff, pulling them to the middle. And so lastly, let's play just the trailer here, because what the trailer shows, I think what it gives is the literal roster of a new third party movement. In fact, he's obviously talked about the third party movement a lot, but I think he's literally giving us a list of the personalities, but perhaps even sort of the archetypal people that people are going to identify with. And by identifying with this list of people, they're going to say, oh, I guess I'm in the third party kind of thing. Anyways, I've talked enough. Play the thing. There is a disclaimer on language, okay?
Is it Hunter Biden?
It's Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
so, you can't get that guy on tape for 5 seconds without him using bad language. It only happens once or twice.
I haven't seen you in 11 years, though I've talked about you. Hunter Biden.
I love Candace.
I do too.
Yeah. I like Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I like that there are people that have kind of woken up.
I have really only one question, one thing that has bothered me. So I just want to ask you point blank, did you drop off laptops?
No, the answer is no. I say to everybody, okay, show me your phone, because I showed you mine and you didn't find a goddamn thing.
We get approached by Israelis connected to Benjamin Netanyahu who are shopping this stuff to me at Fox News. The way that it entered the bloodstream of the American media was not real.
I don't have any more secrets. Donald Trump, I think he had such an opportunity. He just decided that all he was going to do was for himself.
One of my closest friends went off the deep end, and all of a sudden Trump's under the bed, and it's like, whoa. It's like
he was under my bed. just we are at an inflection point in this country.
What's your plan?
We are in desperate need of leadership.
Oh,
sorry, I had to unmute you.
After the whole thing, what's your plan? We're in desperate need of leadership. Him talking about, I love Candace, I love MTG, I love Massey, just went down the list, right? Massey, of course, a lot of people like Massey. MTG. MTG represents a lot of the disaffected right. Candace, obviously, represents another portion, not just of the disaffected right, but also the Hunter Biden types, right? Coming in. So you've got this very clear, what they're kind of represents a middle way, but it's through what would formerly have been called the conspiracy theory fringe online, group, right? I think that's literally the announcement. The trailer kind of makes it sound like Hunter Biden thinks he should be president, but I think what's really being said is Hunter Biden inviting people to think of Tucker as the presidential candidate, right? Because
Hunter the Baptist,
even on the NLP, even in the equation, the psyop of the building of this trailer, to end with, well, what do you think should be done about it? I think we need new leadership. Your first thought is, does Hunter Biden want to be president? But then you go, oh, of course not. He could never be president. Well, who does that leave? It leaves Tucker, right? Mm-hmm. I think we're seeing it form right in front of us here. Now, you have any comments you want to make about that?
Well, I had a couple jingles in mind.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. Evil people do evil things purely for the dark joy of being evil. Evil. Go eat each other. That's the Tucker Carlson program.
And per your request, Basil, I did put this together here.
I mean, barf.
Oh, that's very good. Yes, thank you very much. My most favorite second and a half of any Tucker Carlson episode. Very
I
good.
mean, barf.
Okay, now we kind of get the idea of what this third party might look like and the types of people drawn to it. And honestly, like, it doesn't actually seem totally unreasonable what this third party is kind of starting to look like, right? I think a lot of people on, at least the online right would say, hey, this actually kind of seems to represent me a little bit better. You have a certain mix of being kind of frustrated with Trump, but also, Thomas Massey. It's hard to say no to Thomas Massey. Marjorie Taylor Greene, even, sort of a lot of agreeable things with her.
I've noticed also that they're sort of shedding the Christianity banner. And maybe not explicitly, but when Hunter Biden's in there really rallying the troops.
So I'll say this. They're not at all doing that.
Okay.
Tucker and MTG and
Candace,
everybody
they're all doing,
is
they're
still
all,
very much explicitly Christian. But
Yeah.
what they are explicitly saying is we don't want Christian nationalism.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Tucker has said this. MTG has said this recently. So while the sort of strong Republican institution is like flagrantly, much like they would play around with the idea of like maybe a little bit of fascism, there's some very, very strong, outward, unapologetic, yes, this is a Christian nation. Nothing wrong with Christian nationalism. This is a blast, right? Which, no matter how you feel about that, is very, again, Overton window for regular people hearing them, say that Christian nationalism is great and we love it. That's going to scare a lot of people off. And it's, again, almost might be on purpose because you've got a lot of Democrats moving towards the right. I mean, Trump won the election. Tons of the people on the left moved towards the right, even if secretly. And what they found is, there's a large contingent of them going like, okay, yeah, I did secretly vote for Trump. I do think something needs to be done about immigration. Yeah. And now they're 2 years in and they're like, oh no, they're talking about maybe literally a little bit of fascism and Christian nationalism. And they're looking for a place to go. And if there isn't this third middle, generally conservative option, right? You can't say that Tucker Carlson, MTG, Thomas Massey, you can't say that they're even necessarily middle, right? I mean, they're pretty strongly conservative.
Well, this is kind of why it felt like Nick Fuentes being thrown out there was sort of the anchor, going too far with things, if you will.
Right.
And then that allows for this crowd to seem more reasonable, right?
Exactly.
So
this collection of individuals, even including Hunter Biden, Tucker Carlson, Massey, Candace, MTG. There was one more. I didn't write it down. I forgot who it was. I mean, these are the ones that are the better option, no matter what direction you're moving away from, right? Because Democrats not going to move all the way to Republican.
So you're talking in the left-right spectrum. You're talking about people coming out of the left. They're tired of the woke. They're looking for an option. They find these guys are making a little more sense, but they don't really like the association with the right. But then now they are splitting themselves off. Now, do you think that this party is going to merge with woke too, or is this a new competition between this group and woke
I think
two?
it's
Is
a
like
new. It's a new.
Okay, so the
competition.
new paradigm.
No, yeah, because the Democrats are not being woke. I mean, they are
I
pushing the
understand
most radical candidates right now,
Yeah.
from local elections, mayoral elections, senatorial elections. Like, we haven't been following it here, but I'm telling you, the most insane woke people are getting elected by the Democrats locally all over the country. I mean, mayor of New York is just a good example, but there's like 6 other Mamdanis getting elected for the Democrats. So the Democrats are strongly on this crazy leftist train still, even if they're trying to say, oh, that was woke 1, we're going to be woke 2, don't worry. And the right, is doing that version. Both parties are extreme. Now, here's the trick, because I don't think that this is necessarily out of the hands of the general conservative political class. I feel like because we're coming up on 2028 and people are so disaffected by Trump, I think he's still going to do a bunch of stuff that is really going to cause trouble. I think by the end of Trump's term, I think he's purposefully going to try to drive everybody away from him, right? And so I think he's going to push a huge amount of people, and who would come after Trump? It would be Vance, but a lot of people are, while Vance is more likable, a lot of people are going to be like, look, you were there when the Iran war started. Like, you were there, and who else, who knows what'll come afterwards. But Trump and the Republicans know that the chances of them losing 2028, I think, are pretty high, especially because they know they have to institute the conservative technocracy, globalist, AI, digital ID, Technocracy Inc. plan. That's still happening. We're still seeing it, right? By 2028, we're all going to have digital ID. We're all going to lose our jobs to AI.
Yeah.
The
Well,
economy.
they got to put on different. They got to put on different costumes depending on the temperament of climate. No, what I mean is like politically. Politically, they will put on whatever they need to, whether it's a progressive mask or a conservative mask, or the technocrats, like the technocratic elite.
Here's what and stay with me, Gons. I know what you're saying. You're making a good point. I have the exact answer to your point.
Okay.
So Trump and the Republicans, they are going to push us as far into the beast system as possible by 2028. By 2028, it's going to seem insane to vote for a Republican institution.
Right.
But what's going to seem really, really sane, maybe even suspiciously sane, is going to be voting for the Tucker Party, whatever they call it, right? It's going to be basically the only sane choice. And your question, Gonzo, well, certainly the technocrats will have some sort of plan for this. They wouldn't let this plan take us all the way to the beast system just to vote in Tucker and crush the technocracy. Well, you'd be exactly right, because CNBC is reporting Tucker Carlson could see Rebecca Mercer and Peter Thiel invest in his media company. And I almost don't even need to read this whole thing. That's the basic concept.
So Tucker Carlson is getting the power of Palantir under his wing there.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Palantir.
Artificial intelligence. Surveillance state.
Peter Thiel.
That's supercharging the Tucker Party. Great.
Peter Thiel, famous for funding one of our current highest ranked technocrats, which is J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance, yeah.
You don't know the ins and outs and the details of the Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance story. You can look into it sometimes, but the long and short of it is J.D. Vance is only a successful politician because of Peter Thiel's employment, funding, connections. J.D. Vance is Peter Thiel's hand in the White House. That is not conjecture. That's just what the records show. And so it's no surprise that the technocratic beast system is coming through J.D. Vance partially, but Trump as well, which of course Peter Thiel supported Trump financially as well. So now we have Peter Thiel investing in Tucker's media company. And that's exactly how it happened with J.D. Vance. Peter Thiel funded his tech company, his tech career. He didn't fund him to run for vice president. That would be too obvious. And it's also not the way technocracy works, right? The way technocracy works is funding through the corporatocracy. Who knows what the investment in Tucker Carlson's company would even look like, but it certainly would give Tucker Carlson the sort of financial backing that he would need to start setting up a presidential run. And so it might seem like the middle Tucker Carlson party is what can save us from the technocratic insanity. Trump tricked us into globalizing the whole thing. Oh my gosh. But as clever as ever, that's exactly what Tucker Carlson is there to do.
Now, do you think
to catch all the votes that might go to the actual Democrats because of the insanity of 2 more years of Trump?
Do you think that it's really going to be a third party situation, or do you think it's going to be the battle for the Republican uniform in a sense?
That is where this comes, because of course there's a long history of third parties trying to third party, and America never, ever, ever, ever being able to actually get out of the 2-party system. And so there's no reason necessarily, if there was a chance that a third party could do it, this seems like the way it could go,
right?
Especially because of the Peter Thiel signaling, right? If the technocrats all get behind it, it's actually quite possible to bend history, to their whim. So I'm not saying it's impossible. However, if they don't even plan to actually win, they would be what's called a spoiler party, which is they become so attractive to so many Republicans who finally, after even 2 more years of Trump, they're like, okay, we just gotta look. I'm still conservative. I'm not going to vote Democrat, but there's got to be another way. And this middle party would catch as many of those people as possible to actually become a threat. Not that they would win the entire presidency, but that they would pull enough votes away from Republicans that Democrats would actually win. Now, what this means is not that Tucker wants the Democrats to win, although who knows, that could be it too. There's 3 possibilities. But that this third party could be so excruciatingly popular that Trump and the Republicans and whoever is going to be institutional Republican sort of have to bend to the will of that middle population in order to draw back, Tucker voters back to the Republican Party, right? So it can go 3 ways. I could totally see the point of all of this being, again, that the creation of this middle sanity party could be used to hold the Republicans hostage, to make the Republicans actually do what they want, right?
So this will be historically either a 1912 situation, the Theodore Roosevelt, the Bull Moose,
right?
Where they came in and the Progressive Party at the time split up the Republican Party exactly like you're describing, but it caused I think it was Woodrow Wilson to win the election because of that. Or we go back further into history.
That's the Democrat winning option.
Right? Yes, that's the Democrat winning option. Or I believe it's I looked it up here. I think it's like 1850, the rise of the current Republican Party, if you will, displacing the Whigs in the 1850s, right? So it's one of those types of moments, I suppose, where
one of those things, or it could be, I'm trying to remember what it is. Kind of like what the libertarians do, which is try to get as many voters as possible so that the Republicans go, okay, fine, we'll do some libertarian stuff. This actually happened in the Trump campaign in 2024, right?
Yeah, this happened Ross Perot when I was growing up.
Ross
Perot.
Although I don't know exactly how that turned out. But in the 2024 election, Trump was actually catering to libertarians heavily. You know, he let out a bunch of libertarian, criminals out of jail. His whole crypto thing was very much supported by the libertarians. The Libertarian Party, or I'm sorry, the Trump campaign really did adopt a ton of libertarian stances because they couldn't win without them, basically, is the idea.
Yeah. So the Perot history, he was very popular in 1992. I just remember the political cartoons with the big ears when I was a little kid. And then he received 19% of the popular vote and about 20 million votes, but 0 electoral votes in the 1992 election. And then he formed the Reform Party. And then in 96, he tried again, but he only got 8.5% of the votes that year. So yeah, typically how it goes, you get really popular and then kind of fizzles out when you try to really do it.
More, I was young then. I don't really recall. I mean, I think he's a historical example that, oh my gosh, 8%, that's actually pretty good for a third party.
Well, 20% of 20% of the popular vote is pretty good. I mean,
right. I think
92.
he was more shooting for an example of the middle option, which is the third party actually getting voted for.
Right.
So it could go through, it goes 3 different ways, and that's the fun of spoiler parties, right? But from what a lot of what I hear, Tucker is sort of pretending to be mad at Trump. He's really coming out against Trump, but allegedly they still talk on the phone and laugh and, love each other very much. So it feels like it's much more of the,
I mean, if you think about how much Palantir has integrated into our military when it comes to the tech side of things and surveillance and all that, and the founder of that is the very person that's funding Tucker's political career or something.
Well, funding his media company. Okay.
His media company. Okay.
Totally
I mean,
legit.
But also with that kind of power, the technocratic power, who's to say we had COVID to kind of mess with. It didn't really change the elections per se necessarily, but certainly the climate at which, the elections took place. So who's to say
it didn't change the elections? I thought it totally changed the elections.
Well, yeah,
Universal
sure, I guess.
mail-in voting.
Yeah, you're okay, fine. But granted, but think about if you have control over Palantir, the kind of cyber pandemic or some kind of crisis that you can generate to actually create, an even more intense collapse of some kind that can sway things one way or another. We are talking about the puppets here, I mean, this is a lot of it is just what the people want ish, I mean, it's not so much
the political chicanery is so obvious because Tucker speaks out against Palantir all the time.
Right.
You have the guy who owns Palantir, the company that Tucker Carlson always rips on. I mean, Tucker.
And this is exactly like how the Atlantic will rave against Big Pharma, yet Big Pharma is one of their biggest advertisers. It's
exactly.
just the way things work around here.
So the one thing that we can be sure of is that in the end, the technocrats will win, no matter what, no matter how it works out. And the most realistic way to think about this is that the technocrats have contingencies for any possibility, right?
Yep. That's right. Yep. Well, that's enlightening. I'm so excited that our country is being completely taken over by Palantir, basically. And in that same regard, let's talk sports ball.
I'm watching sports. Sports did good. Ooh, did the ball go?
The ball goed, and we're also extra woke today.
Everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Sorry, we need an upgrade on that jingle. That is the old woke. This is the old woke. But we are kind of seeing the effects, the pushback from that era. And this is coming from Fox News. And the headline here is former NBA first-round pick Enes Kanter Freedom. That's his. He used to be just Enes Kanter, but these NBA players, they got nothing better to do but change their names. Enes Kanter Freedom declares for 2027 WNBA Draft.
Woo!
Yeah, And it says here that the former third pick in the NBA 2011, Enes Kanter Freedom, who has been an adamant opponent of LeBron James, the Chinese Communist Party, Nike, along with more political activism. He's a Turkish citizen, and he said some things about Erdogan in Turkey. He said he was like Hitler and all this kind of stuff, pretty wild, which he believes blackballed him from the NBA, has officially declared himself a prospect of the 2027 WNBA Draft. Yes, I'm serious. And so this clip, Basil, is sitting at nearly 50 million views on X. This is Enes Kanter announcing his declaration for the WNBA.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
Okay, so he does this video. Everyone's talking about it. It was announced shortly after that the WNBA had an emergency meeting to discuss the definition of a woman. So it sent ripples across the WNBA, Basil. Just incredible. And then this morning, or maybe it was yesterday, we got an update from Enes Kanter Freedom.
Well, it's official. I just declared for the 2027 WNBA draft in April. Join me in this journey.
And there he is.
Enes Kanter Freedom decided he's going to throw his hat into the WNBA.
The WNBA does not ban men who identify as women right now from playing in the league.
He would dominate the WNBA without batting an eyelash.
The number one prospect in the history of the WNBA.
Now, admittedly, the WNBA has been somewhat of a mockery in sports. There have been some characters that have become popular in the last couple years, some good players or whatever, Caitlin Clark, a few others, viral moments and whatnot. But for the most part, can't compete quite with the NBA when it comes to the attention or the draw or the advertising money or anything like that. So what do you need? You need in the WWE, Basil. What do you do with the storylines? You know, whenever it gets a little boring or stale, you throw in the unexpected. You get the kayfabe going. You throw in something that really throws everyone off. And, I really didn't expect that. Well, I think that's exactly what's happening here. Enes Kanter Freedom declaring for the WNBA, abiding by the rules, just, himself declaring himself a woman, and presumably going to enter the draft and perhaps get drafted by a WNBA team. Think about the eyeballs now, the advertising money that might come in, the amount of people that will watch the WNBA just to watch a guy like Enes Kanter Freedom. There's another one that declared something similar, and perhaps this is the thing moving forward. Retired or sort of washed out NBA players. They can go overseas. They can play in 3-on-3 or whatever. There's other leagues out there. But if they want to stay home in America, they want to keep playing basketball, hey, WNBA, they can help themselves and the league and get a lot of attention. And one of the biggest turnoffs from polls and stuff is that, hey, with the WNBA, nobody can dunk the ball. That's a problem. But not anymore. I mean, I think there's one lady that can dunk or something, but it's not very flashy. You need a 7-foot Turkish man to just be dunking. Woman, sorry. A 7-foot Turkish self-identified woman to be dunking all over the girls. And I think that's what we're gonna get, Basil. We're gonna get this. I might watch this. I'm psyoped into maybe checking out the first couple games. Enes Kanter Freedom suits up for the WNBA.
Well, if they were smart, that's exactly what they would do. Because recently, before this event was actually a bit of a response to an ongoing thing at the WNBA recently, which is they affirmed, for basically nobody asked, but they came out and made a big deal and say, we affirm that trans women can play in our league, right? And there's been, of course, the drama. There's the various WNBA players that are trying not to get hated or fouled or fired or something, but trying to be like, look, we probably shouldn't have men on the field, on the court with women, but whatever, the league knows best. And, the league came out and affirmed outwardly just like last week or something. And that's what this was in response to, him coming out and saying, okay, if you're going to affirm that, then I'm going to join. And so the visible drama of the league making a big deal out of when nobody asked if trans people can play or not.
That's kind of been the issue
part
with
of the
WNBA
theater, right? This isn't, you're saying this, if they're smart, this would not be an organic series of events that ends with not even the right, but just ends with sane people getting to make a point and say, see, you didn't let the Turkish man in. You don't really believe in your woke one. It might be a part of the destruction of woke one, but woke two would be, I think, even better. Yes, that it was always the plan. They want the Turkish man. They need the Turkish man because they're a company who should be most worried about making money. And famously, they don't make any money. And what's one way that they could possibly start making more money? Start letting dudes play in the WNBA.
I mean, if you're the WNBA players have been complaining about that forever. Like, hey, we don't get the same salary as the men. And it's like, yeah, because nobody, as far as like the general public, they're not interested in watching it. What's better than to have the guy that has freedom on the back of his jersey?
Right.
To be the next face of the WNBA. This is great. So
I wish they would. I want that to be woke too.
You think this is woke? This might be the start of woke too. This is sort of like the.
I mean, the WNBA has so stubbornly stuck with this position. This idea, this idea that technically, a man could play in the WNBA has been around for several years. But to come out and make a even doubly point of it last week, and it's a great setup. It's a great setup to say, you know what? Yes, like don't back down. The WNBA should not back down and temper themselves. No, I take it back. This isn't woke 2. They should stick with woke 1. They should stick to their principles. Let the Turkish man play. You said they had an emergency meeting today to see if,
or yesterday or a couple days ago. Yeah, they had to discuss the definition of woman in the WNBA, which I thought was
and of course
very
they had to
funny.
because of course they hadn't done that before. You don't call an emergency meeting for something that you've already decided.
Well, emergency meeting, that's also, who knows? I mean, this is maybe part of the theater here. There's another player, Royce White, who's also doing a similar type of thing here. And he said on X, those uniforms are looking good. Personally, I'd like to play for the Minnesota Lynx. The coach and I see eye to eye. Maybe the Fever. These are all different teams here. Royce White for U.S. Senate, Minnesota 2026, WNBA #letter play. And this, I don't even know what to call it. It's a 3D image of a Nordic alien, like a like tall white Nordic,
big handsome man with flowing blonde hair.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he's obviously a woman.
Obviously a woman with a Decepticons jersey on. So, hey, the sports in general is an entertainment league, entertainment product. So in that sense, of course they're going to do this. This is almost like, I don't know.
They're
People
not going to do it. They're going to back
I think
out.
they're going to try to do it.
They're not going to do it.
You think someo's going to step in and
they're
because
not
this is only going to benefit the women that are actually
they're
in the
not smart
WNBA.
enough. No, they're not smart enough. The WNBA is not smart enough. If they were smart, they would let the Turkish man play. But they're not. They're afraid. They don't actually hold to the principles. That's the whole thing about liberal orthodoxy. Is it's unprincipled. The second that they have a chance to get embarrassed, or the second that it, they're gonna back out. I don't want them to back out. I want them to do it to make the point.
Let's say this.
They're cowards. They're gonna back out and make it impossible for the Turkish man.
I think it's going to be determined by the kind of advertising money that will become available. If Nike, like some of these big corporations come in and go, hey, if you get Enes Kanter in there, boom, a couple
and that's
TV deals or whatever, that's definitely happening. So it all depends on the advertisers.
That's why it's not going to happen, because the advertisers, they're out of it. The advertisers are smarter than the WNBA, because all the big advertisers, they backed out of the craziness, at least 2 years ago, at least Trump's inauguration. They all backed out of the craziness. Craziest parts of the woke.
What they would need to do, and if they were really smart, they would allow it to happen, but then they would have to be banned after, right? Because it's not going to last. The novelty will wear off. So you got to have like a few games. You got to have Enes Kanter.
Ban them?
No. So you allow it to happen. You get all the buzz generated. The first couple games, it's crazy. Enes Kanter Freedom is dunking all over people. It's ridiculous. He throws an elbow, a girl gets hurt. And then they have to ban him. That would be the smart way, because they'll get all the advertising, they'll get all the attention, but then they'll be out of there.
The smart way is keeping them.
No. I don't think no, because the novelty will wear off.
People will. That is not true. That is not true. I wholeheartedly disagree with you that if there was, it's like Jurassic Park rules, right? Okay, Guns, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
It's Jurassic Park rules. You
All
get one dinosaur in the WNBA, huge deal, very exciting, bunch of money, people love it. And you're right. After a year, after one season, okay, we saw the one dinosaur in the WNBA, but now we got to get bigger, scarier dinosaurs. And so now there's
we get a flood of dinosaurs, a team of all men, or women.
Build it up. You got to make it last, right? So the next season there's 3 of them, and they're all on the same team.
Yeah,
no, that would be too boring. You got to split them up, because if they were all on the same team, that would end the sport entirely. But yeah, that's how you do it. Bigger, better dinosaurs every year. You can keep it going.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, let's hope it does happen. I would like to see this go through. I want to see Enes Kanter Freedom, the draft.
I want to see it, because if they legitimately did this and let it happen, it would be such a truth-telling moment. If they actually let him in there and play, I believe that would cause all the other sports that are dealing with this, like college, whatever, swimming or women's softball, all the other little leagues and other sports that are also let trans players in, I think that they would stop it. I think this would make such a fool of the WNBA that it might actually solve the problem everywhere else.
That's true. Yeah, the ripple effect, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's your sports ball.
Ripple effect.
I'm disappointed if it doesn't happen. I really do want it to happen. I think this would be fantastic.
I think it would be for the best for everybody, including Kanter Freedom, whatever his name is. Okay, speaking of ripple effects, Gons, it's time to thank a couple of our producers, because we are on the value for value model. You'll notice we have no advertisers here to celebrate all of our excellent news analysis and cultural dissection. But that's because we don't want them. We do not want their dirty mammon money covered in the blood of the consciousness of all the brainwashed masses that descend from their very dark magic, generations of dark magic. Instead, we're on value for value model, which means if you get any value from what we do here, that value could take any form. There's an understanding that value has got to come in somewhere, and value is not coming in from advertisers, cartels, corporations, that the usual kind of funding for these sorts of things. But it is indeed a reflection of individual human beings getting value from the show and putting value back in with their time, their talent, or their treasure. Lots of ways to do it. If you got time, you want to help us out with things on the back end, you want to put your skills to work, you want to build something with us, you want to join the tech team, that's one essential way to put value back in. If you're an artist or a musician, you want to make art for us or music or jingles, go to canarycry.art, upload it there. And if all else fails, you can support the show financially. It's an absolute miracle that this show continues to exist, and we give God all the glory. But, God uses you and I, dear listener, uses us as his hands and feet for his will on this earth. So by his will and by your hands, we are still alive, and you can produce the show in any amount you want. The number is up to you. It's between you and God. Oftentimes, it's simply just the fact that you clicked the button that warms our hearts and keeps this whole show going. And if you go over to canarycry.support, you'll learn all about it. Sir Darren asked, did you ever show me my train car? I did. Thank you, Sir Darren. It's made all my dreams come true. I might have to put that on a shirt and wear it on my next train trip. Okay, I'm going to start out by thanking some executive producers coming in, supporting the show for $100 or more for any individual episode. Before I do that, of course, I want to extend heartfelt thanks to every single one of our monthly producers who sign up, pledge to support us on a monthly recurring basis. Could not do it without you. We appreciate you, monthly producers. But the executive producers, they come in for $100 for any individual episode like this, so we thank them profusely. And we got a couple to thank here. Of course, we will all recognize and love executive producer Sir LX Protocol V2 Baron of the Breen Protocol. Baron. Coming in for $100, 33 cents.
Illuminatus.
511 episodes in a row and 165 executive producer streak. Thank you very much. We got executive producer Sir Jamie coming in with
Sir
his
Jamie.
hi. Thank you very much, Sir Jamie. He sends a little note. He says, sorry I've had to cut back so much, guys. The financial burdens keep stacking up. Yep, that is the spirit of the age, Sir Jamie. We understand, and we are even more blessed by your support, knowing that that's the case, and it is also our own case.
Sir Jamie's also feeling all this winning that we're doing, that Trump promised us, the golden age, really hitting Sir Jamie. I think all of us feel it. We're all just tired of winning.
The financial burdens, you mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind all the financial burdens if I had the financial strength to endure them. That is, you know what I mean? Sometimes financial burdens can be good. Sometimes that can be a good thing, You get cool stuff and you got to pay for it, but you got to have the financial strength to carry the burden. And thankfully, through Christ, we can do everything. Okay. Thank you, Sir Jamie.
Thank you, Sir Jamie.
We got, speaking of which, God meeting our financial burdensome needs. We had another executive producer come in, and I love this. This is just the way God works. He's always on time. Comes in from executive producer Sir Rightfoot Joy.
Hey, Sir Rightfoot Joy.
And Sir Rightfoot Joy, I'm going to read his note because the amount is in the note. Sir Rightfoot Joy says, Basil and Gons, last week was a doozy. My bank blocked this donation 3 times. Each time they claimed there was no issue. I'm rolling my eyes. I guess I'll just have to try this another way. Keep in mind that I had originally wrote this on Sunday, August 2nd. It is now Sunday, August 9th. Okay, well, I'll time travel. Blah, blah, blah. It's August 2nd. Here we go. With the passing of JCD, John C. Dvorak from the No Agenda Show, I wanted to honor a life well lived. His wit and insight will be missed. Please accept this $1,888.88 in his honor.
Wow.
Wow, thank you. So 888 famously JCD's favorite number. So this is the perfect way to honor him, Sir Rightfoot Joy. The note continues. In addition, to celebrate the value for value model that was created by JCD and Adam Curry, I lost my spot. Please accept this row of ducks, $222.22. And oopsies.
Whoa.
Then I'm going to click this. Oh, now I'm in control, baby.
There you go.
Basil, those ducks do look hungry. Any chance you can play Feeding the Ducks while finishing this note? You know there's a chance. I'm always ready to bust out Feeding the Ducks while finishing this note. Yes, I will. If my math is correct, this brings the total to $2,111.10. Holy smokes. Since I'm in an honor-giving mood. Okay, listen up. Please credit Max W. and Tracy W. with $1,000 each. Max and Tracy are both valued members of the Canary Cry Tech team and have supported the Canary Cry Tech team with their time, talent, and most importantly, their prayers. I'm happy to announce that Max has finished the prototype of the new Canary Cry website, and after some tweaking and polishing, it should soon be ready for testing. Tracy is a fierce prayer warrior whose prayers have called down the light, pushing the enemy back. We need more prayer warriors like her. The Canary Cry Tech team is calling for prayer warriors and artists to join our ranks. I'm going to put this Feeding the Ducks on repeat here. Okay, the Canary Cry Tech team is calling for prayer warriors and artists to join our ranks. We are particularly looking for anyone with an artistic eye to critique the new website and give us feedback. Allie, Dove, Sir Salmons, we would love to hear from you. Please send an email to canarycrytechteam@gmail.com. You hear that, artists? Calling all artists, Allie, Dove, Sir Salmons. I'd say Sir Darren should be on that list, whoever you are, even the unknown artist. canarycrytechteam@gmail.com if you would like to lend your talents to the Canary Cry Tech team. I have spoken with both Max and Tracy, and they have given me their knight and dame names. Please knight Max, Sir Max Whip, builder of the digital realms, and Tracy, Dame Memorable Moniker. Blessings, Sir Rightfoot Joy, a CCTT member. P.S. Can you call the producers for Rod from Millennial Mustard Seed podcast? He is still dealing with car issues, and now he is having some tech issues as well. Sir Seeker of the Bits, leader of the CCTT, is helping Rod with the tech, but Rod really needs prayer. Thank you very much, Sir Rightfoot Joy. An incredible producership to, really save the day. Maybe even save the month here. So thank you for that. But a very special set of numbers in honor of JCD, his work on the value for value model. I mean, just an incredibly special producership in every way, including knighting and daming 2 new knights and dames of the Canary Cry Roundtable to honor them for their work on the Canary Cry Tech team. Amazing. So, Gons, as Feeding the Ducks fades out here, I would like to start by calling the producers. We should answer that request right off the bat.
Producers, assemble!
That's right. Anybody can be a producer at any moment, and especially if you have not found ways quite yet to produce the show with your time, your talent, or your treasure. Of course, anybody at any moment can produce with their prayers, spiritually produce the show. So say a little prayer right now, write it down, remember to pray for him later. We're praying for our buddy Rod over at the Millennial Mustard Seed podcast, who has really been putting a lot of work into the Canary Cry community in a lot of different ways, participating with the tech team. He's also been just an incredible help on some administration stuff that is really helping us pick up the steam on getting interviews out there. If you've been enjoying the recent Canary Cry radio interviews, which I know you have, a lot of that is thanks to the work of Rod from Millennial Mustard Seed Podcast. So Rod has been stricken now for, a month or more, probably multiple months. It's just a series of those just crazy life things that really test you, really test everything, tests your patience, tests your resolve, tests your stability, tests your finances, tests your family, just everything. So we want to make sure to pray now, but also continue to pray for Rod and his entire family, that, even as hard and unfun as it can be, that through all these little things that make us stumble in our life, that God's glory be magnified in the situation when God ultimately takes the opportunity to astound us with his love and his provision for us. Amen. But also for the peace and the strength and maybe even ultimately the faith to make sure that we respond and endure to these kinds of life circumstances in the way that not only makes God proud, but makes us proud, of the way that we respond as well. So I know we've talked about it a couple times, but he had a tree fall on his house and then on his car, and then his other car went out. And so kind of this domino thing of just really big bummers. So it means a lot for the Canarian to gather around and petition for Rod, so that, next week we can get a note from Rod about how he's got 10 cars and 2 roofs, and just the Lord is blessing him amazingly. So, amen. We're praying for you, Rod.
Amen. Yep. Thank you for all your work, Rod.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Yes. And I did put everything together to Knight and Dame, Max and Tracy. We'll do that in just a moment. I will finish out the very small list of producers, our beloved producers who are streakers. Our streakers are the ones still streaking this week. So I'd like to thank these folks came in under the executive producer amount. But Rebecca T, keeping her streak coming. She's comes in for $20.21, 2021, and on a 48 episode streak.
Yeah, she's on a streak.
Incredible.
And Monica K coming in for, I think, 999s, 999, 17 episode streak.
Okay, she's on a streak.
Yeah, she's on a streak.
And a note from Monica here says, I hope the Lord multiplies this gift and all others you receive. Thank you for your dedication and the good seeds you sow. The harvest is plentiful. Praise God for you both. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica.
And our streakers kept streaking, but we'll thank them on Wednesday. And a big old shout out to everybody who has produced with their time, their talent, and especially their treasure in times like this. We know that every financial producership means that much more because either we're all feeling the call to, let's say, financial endurance in these times, which makes every producership that much more special, or in other producership, especially executive producerships, we thank God that he is providing and caring for his people, and they turn around and bless the Canarium with that, which is really deploying the resources God has given you in a very special way. So thank you to everybody.
Yep, thank you.
And of course, a big thank you to Max and Tracy, who are on the Canary Cry Tech team. And they're stepping up to the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames, Gone. So let's get that set up. And if you don't know, folks, the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames is a very special, honorable position where we, of course, have the Canary Cry Roundtable of the Knights and Dames who have supported the show in the amount of $1,000 or more. Now, this could be all at once. It could be over many years with monthly producerships. It comes in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. But what is all true is that we want to make sure to honor these producers who have sacrificed so much to keep the show going. And so they get a knight name or a dame name, a protectorate, and of course, they get a very cool parade we throw them here on the show.
Yes, sir. Let me grab my katana.
Whoa, it's just my axe is a little dusty here. It's just kind of been sitting here for a little while, but let me, there we go. Very good. Okay. We would like to call up Max W and Tracy W. Please step forward to the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames, where we have a seat for you. Thanks to your generous support credited to you in the amount of $1,000 or more. We are proud to pronounce you Sir Max Whip, builder of digital realms, and Dame Memorable Moniker. Please join us at the Canary Cry Roundtable, where we have the belt of truthful truthiness, the breastplate of righteousness, custom-fit Birkenstocks to carry forth the gospel of peace, the shield of ferocious faith, the helmet of substantiating salvation, the supernatural sword of the spirit, and of course, adorable samurai babies, infinitely cute kitties for cuddling. And if you're hungry, we have fancy feast, wet food, carved Cosmo, the crisper cow, and fried wormicorns. Welcome to the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames, Sir Max Whip, builder of digital realms, and Dame Memorable Moniker. Woo! Woo! Crowd goes wild. Got a little, you can tell it's been a while since we've met. I got a little tongue-tied. I usually don't get so tongue-tied on that. See, this is the thing. We got to make sure the Knights and Dames keep rolling or I lose my edge, guys. Come on now. Thank you very much, Sir Max and Dame Tracy. And, of course, Sir Rightfoot Joy for making all the difference here in today's show.
Amazing. I will be adding those names to the page inscribed at canarycrysupplydrop.com. Is that right?
That is a great question. I always forget. Let's try it.
Let me test it. Canary Cry Round. Oh, no. How do you spell roundtable? Roundtable.com. Give it a second. No, that doesn't work.
No, I don't think we have canarycryroundtable.com. But you go to canarycrynewstalk.com and then you click the button that says roundtable up there.
Yeah, well, you can do canarycrynewstalk.com/roundtable. I know that works.
Sure. If you like doing it manually, go ahead. Do it. You can get there any way you want, folks. Just go thank those people.
Yep.
A long lineage of Canary Cry Knights and Dames. We first started knighting and daming people on episode 333, which is, oh my gosh, what is that? Math brain.
It's got to be 2019, 18, something like that.
No, it was 20.
No, you know what? No. I'm looking at the list right here. The first Dame was episode 209.
That's right. That was Dame Island Girl Lynn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Dame Island Girl Lynn was the first. We damed her before we even really had a system. Yeah. But then the rest were 333, right? After that?
No.
Okay.
210, 212, 211, 213, 214. I mean, we had one every episode for the first few episodes.
Okay. So it's been
and
like
250. Yeah.
800 episodes.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. Yeah, it's like when you go visit Europe and you like go to the cathedrals or you like go to a castle and they have, all the statues of like the lords and ladies or the knights that served for like 3,000 years because Europe actually has a history that long. That's kind of what the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames is like. So long lineage of people participating voluntarily, not getting their mind stolen and consciousness controlled by advertisers. So thank you to all of our Knights and Dames.
Refreshing it now. Let's see if the interwebs have properly inscribed this new honorable mention here of the new Knight and Dame. There we go. Sir Max.
There it is.
Oh, no, not shipbuilder.
Shipbuilder.
It's supposed to be a site builder.
No,
right?
No, it's Sir Max. Here, no, it's in the email. It's Sir Max Whip.
Whip
Sir Max
builder.
Whip.
Okay,
No.
sorry.
No. Listen to me.
Okay.
Sir Max Whip, comma, builder of digital realms.
Okay. Got it.
Dame memorable moniker.
Yes. There we go. Let's try this.
I see you put Tracy in there.
Do you want me to take out Tracy?
Technically, I don't think Tracy is part of the name. I think her name is Dame memorable moniker.
Okay. All right.
Because she has emailed us as memorable moniker before.
I see. Okay. Let's see.
Sir Max Quip builder. Why not do, we've had such fun technical time on today's show. Why not just have a moment where we take a breather and update the website together live with everybody?
We just did. It's done.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For somebody out there might be thinking, what are they doing? I don't want to watch them update their website. I'm telling you.
Hey, at least it's manual. Okay. We are an arcane podcast. We still do things manually around here. Not everything is AI. Not everything is AI agents updating stuff.
Although
we're manually entering.
The day that we get to officially hand over all of this to the tech team will be the day that I don't know. It'll be the Canary Cry of the future.
Agentic
really, we need
agentic
to be trusting you and I less and less. Like whatever. The only way to make things better around here is to trust us less and less with the responsibility of doing certain things. This is clear.
It's true.
Rod has made this very clear with getting us interviews. The tech team has made this very clear.
Oh yeah. No. They realize what kind of gaps there are in terms of the
invite
back room.
Anybody out there who wants to be a part of the team and take things away from us. I'm not even saying like, oh, get it off my plate. I don't have time for this. No, I'm saying take it away from us like you're taking like a gun away from a toddler. Okay. That toddler cannot be trusted with. That is not a toy. Okay.
People think this is like a serious operation. Then they look at the back room. They look under the hood and they realize it's just a couple of birds.
Serious operation is a subjective term. We're a very serious operation.
Yeah, we are.
But we are. You and I are limited because we're old men now.
Yeah.
We started podcasting in 2012, and I'm at a point in life now where I go like, oh, I see why my dad still uses. I don't know. My dad's pretty up to snuff, but when old people stay doing stuff the old way.
Right. Sure.
All right. Let's get on with the show here.
Where well, yeah.
313.
Little note. Yeah, a little note in the private message there. The PM.
Oh, good. PM. That means we need to get out of here soon. Okay. Love it.
All right.
When a private message comes through, that means that we got to keep going.
Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy.
Buy gold.
Yeah, just a little update here. Here's a 1-minute video from Rand Paul.
Our friend Rand Paul.
From today.
Hold on. This is
today.
Very quiet. Hold on.
A video from Rand Paul, which is actually kind of a very exciting thing. If you're just listening, this is Rand Paul standing on a very green lawn, and behind him, you can see the sign that says, "Welcome to Fort Knox."
We've come to see the gold. Our country has about 147 million ounces of gold, and about half of it is stored here at Fort Knox. We're going to be going deep underground to see the gold, but more importantly, we're going to be talking today about what happened to our dollar when we separated from gold in 1971. Over 85% of the value of the dollar has been lost since we delinked from gold. So there is a problem. The media calls this affordability. What it really is inflation. We run a debt. As the deficit runs up, $2 trillion a year, part of that debt is bought by the Federal Reserve with newly created dollars. This leads to inflation and prices are up. And my goodness, just go to the grocery store, still look at the price of meat. Prices are up 25% in the last 5 years. It's inflation. It's related to deficit spending. It's related to unbalanced budgets. So we're going to look at the gold today, but really what we're talking about is why is our paper currency failing us, and why does our country continue to run such massive debts? I'm going down underground, and I'll let you know what I see in a little bit.
All right. So he's going underground. He's looking for the gold. You got to unmute, Basil. Remember, there's a new system.
You gotta unmute me. You're muting me. You gotta unmute.
I didn't mute you this time. You muted yourself this time.
No, that's not true.
Are you
Rand
sure?
Paul, God bless
my
Rand
gosh.
Paul, my close personal friend,
Yeah.
who I have sat down, spoken with, and recorded back in the day. Best interview I've ever done. Go listen to it. I don't remember where it is, but just search Canary Cry Radio Rand Paul.
It's a flyby from the Canary Cry
the
Radio
short
feed.
one. There's men with guns in the room. It was a whole thing. But God, I mean, it's literally crazy. God just put me in a room with Rand Paul randomly, which was amazing. And I got to talk to him a little bit. Now, Rand Paul, of course, son of Ron Paul, famous libertarian man, thinker, politician. We care a lot about real money, hard money, God's money, gold. We've done several episodes about this. And it's funny because Trump said he was going to go to Fort Knox. Trump and Elon both said Doge was supposed to go to Fort Knox. None of them did. And we were led to believe that, that they just couldn't or something. I mean, obviously, they just didn't want to. At any moment, Trump or Elon, when he was in Doge, could have gone to Fort Knox and done what they said they would do, which is go see if the gold is there. Because they would say, I think they even said this during the campaign, we're going to go audit Fort Knox. We're going to see if it's there because I don't think it's there. I don't think it's there. That's what Trump said. And nothing ever happened. And so Rand Paul stepping up. Now, here's the thing. That video was way too long, okay? He's going to go check, see if the gold is down there. That's the big news. That's the exciting part. And hopefully somebody learned something about him talking about monetary policy and fiat currency. Look, I love it. Of course, I like it. But it could have been a shorter video. However, he posted that 3 hours before our show started. And so we've been eagerly awaiting whether or not there's still gold in Fort Knox. And he tweeted just a little while ago, he does say, yes, the gold is there. Approximately 147 million ounces. It is impressive. But the real point...
Wait a minute, hold on.
The real
point was to find out if the gold is really there.
This was the point.
There's no pictures. There's no... this sounds like...
There's no way they would let him take pictures.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This sounds like he went down there, the reptilians held a gun to his head and said, you better tell everybody out there that you saw all this gold.
I'm, of course, going to give my close personal friend Rand Paul the benefit of the doubt. I believe that he saw
the tungsten rods,
what looked to be golden bars. Yes. I don't think they let him step out of the elevator, though.
Put on these VR goggles. We'll show you everything.
I imagine it's an elevator, but kind of an old timey one with instead of doors, it's grates.
The metal grate.
The metal grate. So maybe bars or something. Yeah. I believe the elevator went down and it was like a movie, as the floor past him, it was just open to a warehouse with gold bars, and the elevator went down. He's like, whoa, it's all shiny. He's a little bit hypnotized by the shininess. And the elevator lands. And then the guy goes, see, there it is. Okay, take him up. And just took him straight back up.
He briefly saw a shadowy man sitting on a throne, and then that's it. He had to go back up.
The idea that there was no gold in Fort Knox came from the Trump campaign, right?
Yeah.
And I especially realize now, I'm having the self-awareness to realize that I wanted there to be no gold in Fort Knox.
Well, it would prove a lot of it would just expose sort of the fiat.
It would just be everything, right? That would just be that would crumble the entire financial system. If there's no gold, if the gold wasn't there, our economy is destroyed the next day.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Like we're in the apocalypse.
India takes over. All these, China takes over. Everyone takes over.
I have my water trailer that I made, and now I'm a warlord and like living good. Everything I'm realizing it without I hadn't thought about it before, but when I saw this tweet, I go, "Oh, the gold's still in there, Rand. Are you sure, Rand? Did they really?" How exactly did this go, right? Picks or it didn't happen. But okay, Rand Paul says the gold is still in Fort Knox. I'm also just coming to the realization, I don't know if I believe it. Now I'm torn because I don't want to believe that the gold is there, but I also don't want to believe that my close personal friend, Senator Rand Paul, would lie to me.
A politician lie to you? I mean,
not Rand. Not Rand. You wouldn't lie. I have to trust him. The gold's there. But I think that's why in that video was too long. And he's like, it was a little bit of a stunt. He's like, okay, I'm going to go look and see if there's gold. He's maybe thinking, I know there is gold, but whatever. I don't know. But, I'm going to take 45 seconds to try to explain fiat currency. And yes, in his announcement, he says, yes, the gold is there, all 147 million ounces. It is impressive. But the real point is what it still teaches in 2026. I don't know what it is.
Is the gold being there? Is the gold not being there?
The gold is teaching us. In 1971, we severed the dollar from gold. Since then, the currency has lost roughly 85% of its value. Prices are higher because the money itself is weaker. A family making $50,000 with 2 kids that has not received a 25% raise in the last 5 years is falling behind. Yeah, a single person making $55,000 with no kids is falling behind.
Yeah, it's like poverty level in America, or at least in
Two
California.
parents and 2 kids making 50 grand. That's not falling behind. That is poverty wages. This is now often called affordability, but the accurate word is inflation. We run annual deficits, and I think he just posts the thing he said in the video. This could have been such a big moment. Could have been such a big historical moment.
Look, I don't understand the point of this. Is he setting something up? Like, what is he just trying to get some attention? Like, what?
Well, I think he did the right thing. I think that he did the right thing, which is, hey, nobody's gone down to check the gold. Trump and Doge could have done it any time. Nobody did it. They're not telling him why they didn't do it, apparently. And so as a member of Congress, he can do this. And so he did. When everybody else promised and nobody did, he did it, which that's good. Even if it doesn't collapse the entire global economy overnight, it is the right thing that he did. And now that he says all the gold is there, he has to take the opportunity to try to teach people something. Because believe it or not, there's still a large portion of the world who doesn't quite understand what the problem was.
That we are not on the gold standard since 1971, as he said in the video. You know, it's funny. I'm looking at his feed here. He posted this about 3 hours ago. And since then, his feed is filled with other stuff. He retweeted Bill Mulligan. He's got some Fauci stuff he's retweeting. He's burying this. He's burying this on his feed. A New York Post thing on Fauci. I think there's a Poly Market repost. There's another
Yeah,
Fauci
well,
thing. I mean,
so the
he's
Fauci things, I'll give him a little bit of a break because the Fauci thing is a big deal.
sure. Yeah, I
They
know that's
they
on his
released
radar. That's a big thing. But
they released Fauci's text messages today and proved that he knew that the shot was going to cause miscarriages.
yeah, he does throw this in there a couple hours ago. The word affordability implies the citizen has failed to earn enough. In truth, chronic deficit spending expands the money supply and dilutes the dollar. What is framed as a personal shortcoming is the direct result of government devaluing the currency. Say inflation.
Rand, I know.
I know it's so boring.
It's
trying
just
so hard to educate
I mean, it's
people.
good.
so
I'm good.
boring.
It's good.
It's like
good.
it's reality
not-
of the fiat
it's-
system, but it's just so boring the way
It's
he does
not
it.
it's not X.
Back to Fauci.
Exciting.
Reposting the Daily Caller. There you go. Is
gonna
Rand
see if
Paul
he's
part
up
of this
for-
new crew? Is he going to ride the coattails of the Tucker Carlson, Peter Thiel
I don't know.
political party?
I haven't
mean,
seen any connection. I just
He's
don't. think-
reposting the Daily Caller on his
Yeah.
government account.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, even Trump is talking about how Fauci is bad.
No, I know,
Uh,
but I'm just saying, if Peter Thiel is, financially supporting the Tucker Carlson network,
Yeah,
the Daily Caller is
think-
still technically the.
Oh, you mean because of the outlet? No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any signal that he's going to be involved with that. We'll see.
Okay.
He's not really buddy with the CIA as much as like a lot of these other people
Yeah,
are.
I know. That's
You
maybe
gotta
why.
you gotta be a little connected. The new Tucker party is going to be the CIA party. That's also part of my theory about the Tucker party is that maybe
CIA.
maybe Trump has loosened the CIA grip on the Republicans. Maybe the Democrat, progressive. I don't know, but it's Tucker. He's doing his job.
Well, real quick here, we got some news here from Elon News.
You are already sort of a cybernetic symbiote. Neural nets are taking over from regular programming. So you are connected.
Elon Musk may be the Antichrist.
Thank you, Alex Jones. 50-foot Prometheus statue rises near SpaceX starbase.
Woo!
French foundry Atelier Mizor is assembling a 50-foot statue of Prometheus at Starbase, Texas, symbolizing Western civilization and exploration. The sections were cast in Paris, shipped over, and are now being pieced together on site, independent of SpaceX or Elon Musk, is what they say. Online reaction mixed excitement over its classical grandeur with nods to France's Statue of Liberty legacy as the figure takes shape against the launch site's dramatic backdrop.
Oh, there's actually good pictures of it here.
Oh, yeah. No, this thing is full. I mean, hey, look, I don't know why they're dressed that way, Basil, and I don't know if this is like an AI image, but all the guys there are dressed in like, I don't know.
Kind of old-timey clothes.
Like old-timey, yeah, they got the cowboy
They're all
hats
wearing
on.
the same thing.
Suspenders.
It's almost like whatever group this is like a shtick that they're doing because they're all wearing the exact same clothes, the exact same hat.
And you got the gold, I guess, the body or the statue made out of gold, but the foot, that gold just reminds me of the Daniel statue, the different parts made of gold. Now, I did have a post on X that actually caught a little virality. I think it got to, let's see, where are we at now? 251,000 impressions, which is not bad. And here's what I said. Realizing SpaceX is putting up a giant statue of a watcher, Prometheus, who many say is Lucifer, has no direct counterpart in the biblical account. Yet, symbolically, Prometheus resembles the rebellious divine beings who transgress God's boundaries by giving forbidden knowledge to humanity, which sounds exactly like the Watcher tradition associated with Genesis 6. Stay watchful. And I'm glad it went viral, man, because I got some heat, Basil. We got some people saying some crazy things in there, people calling me the R word, just coming out of the woodwork. I love it. I think that's good.
Yeah, the details are interesting because I saw a lot of the, at least posts or reporting on it, was Elon's putting up a statue of Prometheus. But it says here that Elon actually didn't commission the statue. It was an independent project by French foundry.
That's what the report said. Yeah.
Atelier Misor, aspiring to erect it at Starbase. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but then if you're getting it, that's what I'm saying. If you're getting it on Starbase, you're not getting.
It was a gift. It was a gift from the French. That actually makes this way more intense.
Well, that's why they were comparing it to the Statue of Liberty. You know,
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Oh, this is the comment that I wanted to just mention or highlight here, because this person reacting to my post here said this: "I love Christianity. I'm on the verge of fully converting to the faith and devoting my life to Christ, but I'm getting increasingly annoyed at the social media Christian content farmers," that's apparently me, "that are increasingly sounding like the paranoia Karens of the early 2000s, twisting both Western and non-Western tales, deities, myths, and traditions that shaped humanity's culture for millennia as devil things." I'm getting PTSD reading posts like this because they sound just like my old retarded teacher from middle school who confiscated and burned my Yu-Gi-Oh collection with the lighter because they were satanic and bad words. Let stories be stories. Not every character or deity that humans wrote about in other cultures are direct references to mythical evil entities depicted in the Bible. Read about syncretism, conflation, and interpretation before writing things like this, please. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, people are very upset.
See why he's on the
I think
verge.
it's a she. I think it's a she. Yeah, I think
Why
it's a she.
she's
But
on
yeah,
the
I mean,
verge
hey.
of Christianity. Yeah.
But my posts on social media is stopping you. Wow, Basil, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, the power of X, the power of trolling on X. Basil,
how dare you take?
How dare you
seriously
take a pixelated crown dog so
supernatural
seriously on the
worldview.
internet? You know, I mean, come on. All right. So anyway, there you go. That's of course is very interesting to say the least. One more thing real quick before we get on up out of
I
here.
was going to say, this is basically is the outro, which is we're going to be back on Wednesday.
Yes,
But
yes.
if you're anything like me, you have to be reminded of a very special day on Wednesday.
Yes. Yeah. So apparently, well, there are certain things happening celestially. This is the Economic Times reporting this. What will happen on August 12th? 4 celestial events and a rumored gravity blackout, Basil. It's here. We're here. We've been waiting all year for this. August 12th, 2026 will be an unusually busy day for skywatchers, with several major celestial events taking place within roughly the same 24-hour period. A total solar eclipse will cross parts of the northern hemisphere. The Perseid meteor shower will reach its annual peak under a new moon, and 6 planets will appear together in the pre-dawn sky. The combination makes August 12th one of the most notable dates on the 2026 astronomical calendar. However, the events will not all be visible from the same location or at the same time. Alongside the genuine astronomical events, a social media rumor claiming the Earth will experience a 7-second gravity blackout on August 12th has gone viral. There is no scientific evidence supporting that claim. So there you go. No scientific evidence that we're going to lose
the dates or the time, rather. What, it wasn't the gravity supposed to go out at like 12:12? Here we go.
I don't know. That's probably too deep into this.
Amid the excitement
here we go.
of a genuine celestial adventure, a separate claim about August 12th have been spreading, blah, blah, blah. One post on X claiming that the Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds. Yeah, I remember we learned about this back at the beginning of the year. And I thought, oh, August, that's so far away. It's not even worth thinking about.
The post claimed here the alleged project had an $89 billion budget and that the supposed gravitational event would occur at 1433 UTC. That's what, 233? That's 230. Well, 1433.
I don't know what UTC is. Where's the UTC?
I don't know. It's one of the time things.
I mean, you're trying to do the math.
Well, no, I'm saying 1433, meaning like
UTC. Oh wow, interesting. It's 3:33 right now. So when I searched UTC versus PST, it says 3:33 p.m. PDT.
Wait, UTC. Oh, okay, yeah, UTC. Wait, UTC is like a universal universal coordinated time, or time universal, whatever.
Yes.
No, so it doesn't tell us what.
Hanzo, I know. That's what I'm telling you. I'm looking up the UTC versus our time.
No. UTC is not like PST. Like, you know how we have Pacific Standard Time?
There's still a conversion.
It means Coordinated Universal Time. It doesn't give us.
No, Cons. UTC, you can still convert that into your local time. It's still a time.
No, but usually, so like Pacific Standard Time is UTC 8.
I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
UTC, right now, it's 10:34 p.m. PST is 3:34 p.m. So we're 7 hours behind. So 14. Oh, plus they're going to do 24-hour time. That's very generous of them to do.
Okay, so what is the UTC 7, UTC 8?
So that would put us at.
Oh, that's like plus 7 plus 8. Okay, I see. All right. Got it. Okay, so that's like noon, or no, not noon like the time, but okay, never mind. Point is,
I got
we're
you.
gonna lose gravity,
Settle
everybody,
down.
for 7 seconds.
I know it's gonna be at 7:33
a.m.
for
boy.
us.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we the day of the show. We will find out by the time we're live. We will know if we've lost gravity for 7 seconds. And
I'm going to be floating above my bed for 7 seconds. It's going to be my alarm clock is what it's going to do. I'm going to wake up at 7:33 a.m. That's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, this article continues to suggest that there will not be any gravity blackouts, but maybe that's the great misdirection. You know,
that's just Fauci.
This is just when the aliens pop
Fauci
up,
trying to throw us off.
The abyss opening or something. You know, something else.
All right.
Go on. It's a great distraction.
We got to get out of here. Thanks everybody for producing the show, keeping the show going. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed. We're going to be back on Wednesday after gravity kicks back in, so we can all tell our gravity stories. Big shout out to the Canary Cry Tech team. Thank you for everything you guys are doing, and of course, thank you to our timestamper.
Oh, the timestampers. I was looking at some other things here. Let's see. Here we go.
Timestamp. It's hard work. Timestamp.
Morgan E coming in clutch with the timestamps for episode number 964.
Thank you very much, Morgan E.
See in there.
Big old shout out to Jam, who heads up the Telegram channel. Adam42 heads up the Discord channel. Of course, I think it's Smiley Pants who does canarycry.community. And if you want to join any of these wonderful, beautiful channels filled with Canarians who are ready to chat about everything that you want and need, you can go to canarycry.party and you'll see invite links to all those things. Thank you to Joe for the feedback. Thank you to Sir Clank for everything you do, Clank. And of course, Sir Ike, big shout out to the big dog. And other than that, share the show, folks. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with anybody who might be interested in staying on the ground at 7:33 PST on Wednesday. It's going to be very important. But other than that, we call it rattling cages, and all you got to do is walk right up to him, grab him by the cage, and then you shake it.
The end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
Generation have every opportunity to improve.
And if they don't?
Ask Noah.
Just ask Noah. All right, guys, you got any last words?
Thank you everybody for another episode. Let's I don't know, get floor straps for Wednesday. I don't know, hold on to something bolted to the ground, something, you know, because it's not so much the going up that's the problem, it's the coming back down. When the gravity kicks back in, you know, that's when all the braking can happen.
I've actually done that before. It was scary. That's actually one of my final supernatural experiences I had.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. I remember when it happened and where and everything. Yeah.
Oh, so ratchet straps. I'll get some ratchet straps for Wednesday. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Make sure to tune in next time. But until then, think outside the cage.
We will hunt you down and make you pay. Alistair Crowley, devil worshippers.
That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube.
I mean, barf!
But what if you're a grifter who needs to sell ads?
is the way.
We're all gonna die.
I love the Great Reset.
Give me a break.
I've ordered more pills than anyone in the world.
Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy!
It's value for value. We take no money from corporations, commies, or cartels.
Canary.